Hi guys, welcome to my channel and today we will talk about semester second assignments for the subject strategic management and this is applicable for September 2023 cycle. So this is just a backlog cycle for those students who might not be able to submit their assignments in the previous cycle, that is June 2023 cycle, or might get the copy case or the less marks in the previous cycle. So if everything is clear, then these PDF will not be visible on your portal, but yes, if you get the low marks, then the PDF will be visible and you need to submit it in the September cycle. For regular students who have just come in the second SAM, for them the regular cycle will come up somewhere in this next 1 or 2 months and they need to submit the assignments in the month of December. And for this you need for backlog cycles, I think you need to submit the assignments end of August month. If we talk about the strategic management subject, the assignments are quite tricky. These are not the straightforward questions, not directly from the book. You need to read a lot, analyze the things, understand the case study, and reframe the sentences, or you can say reframe the complete paragraph which is mentioned in the book in your own words. Right? This is not easy in comparison to the other subjects. Just you need to thoroughly understand the strategies, thoroughly understand the logics, thoroughly understand the real life issues, and then you need to write all this stuff, combining all this stuff in your own words, right? So let's see what's the PDF file talks about. So we are having the three questions similar to the regular cycles and same for all the assignments for second, third A and third B. Each question carries of 10 marks and total word count is 1000 words. Again, plus minus 100% is totally acceptable. In third question we are having the two parts, third A and third B, and for rest we are having the one question and second question, no different parts for this, right? Now let's see in this video what needs to be referred, what contents to be written, and how you can just gain the maximum marks in the strategic management subject. So talking about the very first question, you are the CEO of a bank with sustaining continuous losses in its insurance business, although your company has a large bank of customers. What, according to you, could be the problem, and what solutions would you suggest to the board? Create a strategic plan to rebuild your business. Do you think retrenchment could be a strategic option? Justify your answer. So here you can see a lot of things are being asked, and there are so much of stuff which is being mentioned in the first question. Firstly, understand that this is a bank where obviously a bank deals in the regular monetary part, in the financial part, as well as they provide the loans and the insurance to the end customers. And you can see that one segment which is the insurance one is troubling the bank, leading to the huge losses to the bank. But the best part is that the bank is having a large number of customers. It's not like that the customers are leaving, or you can say we are having the small chunk and the competition is very high. It's very simple that customer base is very high, so you need not to worry about advertising or some other technique. The only thing is about that insurance part, right? So we need to understand what's the problem, what's the solution which we can provide, what's the strategic plan which we can adopt, and after that they're asking that whether the retrenchment strategy will be a positive, or it will be a good strategic option in this case or not. So you need to justify. So firstly, we need to talk about the different corporate strategies. So quickly jumping to the page number 164, I think it's somewhere around yeah. Okay, so we are talking about a very basic corporate strategy. Like, what is the corporate strategy in which we need to talk about the different issues. One is about the directional strategy, second is portfolio analysis, and the third one is the parenting strategy. So we need to talk about all this specifically with reference to that particular bank and the insurance sector, because it will covering the problems, the key issues, and after that there are certain techniques through which these issues can be sorted out, right? So we are just talking about these three strategies. You can just write it around 300 somewhere words, and after that you just go through all this stuff. I'm not saying that you need to write all this stuff, but you can just get one or two small liners out each out of this. Maybe you can just write the three different orientation. You just talk about these three, and then we talk about the growth strategies. You can just one or two liners. So that's why I just recommend to just go through all this stuff. It's very interesting. Just read it like a novel. And after that we need to talk about brief about the different issues which are being addressed. Then we need to talk about the retrenchment strategy along with its various types. So we just go to the page number 175. So 175 pages somewhere around 187 page, yeah. Okay, so here we are talking about what are the retrenchment strategies. Then we are having the three or four somewhere different strategies like the turnaround strategy, the captive company strategy, sellout divestment strategy, bankruptcy, or you can say the liquidation strategy. So these are the four different strategies. In this case, I just go through the content and I feel the best strategy is the turnaround strategy, right? So we need to talk about the turnaround strategy where you can just do certain kind of contraction or consolidation. It's like you are just stopping the loss from that particular segment. So according to me, that's the strategy which needs to be followed. You can just go through the other strategies like the captive company strategy, the sellout. Obviously, last two are not the right options. You are selling out the whole business or you are going into the liquidation. So that's why I just recommend you to just go through it and discuss in detail about the turnaround strategy. So this is the way how you need to formulate the answer one. Just make sure whatever you are writing, maybe you are talking about a corporate strategy or a retrenchment strategy, just briefly specify about the bank or you talk about the insurance, because as much as you write about that, more and more you gain marks. It's not about that you are just write everything as a generic statement, okay, this is the corporate strategy. You need to understand and frame the strategy with reference to the case study mentioned in the question. That's the only tricky part if I talk about the strategic management assignment for this particular cycle, right? Now talking about the second question, the Pro Kabaddi League PKL in India, it's leading Kabaddi League but is struggling for sponsorship. What could be the reason for the lack of sponsor interest? What strategies would you recommend to the leader management if you were into the you were strategy consultant? So to be honest, the question is not directly given in the book. You just need to just Google out a little bit where you are just searching like what are the different sponsorship techniques and how you increase a sponsor with respect to any sport. Like if I talk about the IPL or if I talk about any marathon or any different event, you can just simply get some context out of this and you can just frame it in respect to the pro kabaddi, right? Like nowadays you can say like Olympics, or you can say the arm wrestling is coming into the picture. So you can just take the content from arm wrestling. You say that arm wrestling is not very famous and you are not getting much sponsorship out of it. How you can just build different strategic techniques, right? But still you can get some of the content from the book, and we just talk about this. So page number 115. So going to the page number 115, we need to talk about the different issues. Like the very first one is the marketing issue. The second one we talk about is financial issue. The third one which you need to talk about the different R&D issue. Then we need to talk about the different operational issue. Then we need to talk about the IT issue. I think somewhere in it's HRM issue. Then we can talk about some IT issue. Yes, IT issue. So these are the different issues. You can just write one or two liners or relate it. Again, it's similar in the question one. We are talking about the different cases. Last but not the least, you can just go through this particular sustainability issue for the Olympic Games. You just go through this case study. You can get a little bit of context that how, again I'm telling that Olympics, you can just refer any of the game and relate the stuff with your pro kabaddi as mentioned in the question. So you can just go through this Olympic Games case study. You can get the free some some context out of it and relatable with respect to your question. So this is all which we are talking about the second question. So second question is also pretty much clear. Now going to the third question. So in third question we are having the two parts, third A and third B. It's not like first you need to write about the third question, then you need to talk about 3A and 3B. No, it's not like that. We simply talk about the 3A and 3B. The word count is 500 words, so we stick directly to the context and write it in a limited space of around 400 or 450 or 500 words. Don't exceed 550 words. If you exceed, then there is a possibility that you will lose marks, right? So just stick to the word count. So we are talking about the third question. The WPP is become a global advertising beam out before of the relentless acquisition tech strategy. This has led to its global dominance in such a scenario. If you are the owner of a small full service advertising agency, what strategies would you adopt to compete? Right. So here we are talking about the strategy being, see, it's a very famous global advertising company, and now if you are starting your own advertising company and you want to compete this very global company, obviously it's a very big shot, right? So how you compete any big shot? So you need to talk about those different strategies. So go to the page number 144. Yeah. So here we are mentioning the three different strategies which are being mentioned as per the Porter competitive strategy. We are talking about the leadership, we are talking about the differentiation, we are talking about the focus, right? So here we are talking about the more about the differentiation technique, because if you talk about the differentiation strategy, we just maybe provide a lower cost, or you can just talk about the how you can be differentiated from this particular global agency. So you can just talk about, or maybe you can just refer to the cost focus where we are providing at a lower cost. It's purely your call, which three out of these you need to refer for this particular question. Just explain it and relate it with your small agency and compete it with a very big firm, and just mention a couple of pointers out of it, right? Now moving to our third B question. Analyze the state of India's advertising industry and what the industry needs to do to evolve going forward in this competitive technology driven industry which is dominated by a few global giants. So this is a very different question. You won't get much from the book. You need to just Google out how to just gain the competitive advantage, how to just compete with the global giants, and you need to just refer a lot more stuff from the internet. But if we talk about from the book, so there are two contexts which you can just refer if I talk about this question. So we are talking about the brand and the corporate reputation. Here we are talking about some brand companies, so we just see how the corporate brand and how you can just compete from the corporate. Even you can just write a few stuff from the third A question where we just talk about the different competitive advantages or competitive types from the Porter strategy. You can just refer that stuff as well. Additionally, you can just mention this, and there's one strategy which was initiated by Docomo years back. During our childhood we have seen those companies growing, so you can just refer to this particular innovation technique from the Docomo to just showcase the competitive advantage from some other companies. You can just relate a few stuff and just write the third B question, and some other stuff you need to Google out for the third B question, right? So this is all about the strategic management, a little bit tricky one, but yes, I know you all are the champs and you can easily crack this assignment. So just all the very best, and if you have any doubts or facing any issue related to this particular assignment or any other assignment of any subject, feel free to just connect to me at ngasc.mba@gmail.com. Just post your queries, I will just respond you back. Maybe you can just share your contact details. Whenever I just get some time from all other stuff, I will surely connect to you, and we discuss about the issues, and just stay tuned, stay connected. Thank you so much. Bye bye.